Prime Minister Dr Keith Rowley says the latest restrictions are an attempt to stave off a calamity, pointing out that he was disappointed with the response from the national community. He notes that he was particularly concerned following the recent story of a father and a son succumbing to the virus hours apart, and says this should illustrate the reality of the situation. Dr. Rowley says the continued increase in COVID cases has called for such restrictions and urged the population to comply if they do not want to see even stricter measures on May 23.
For the next 2 weeks, if you don't have to come out as an essential worker, an emergency intervention, either in the public or the private sector, for the next 2 weeks, stay indoors.
Dr. Rowley also dismissed suggestions for a state of emergency to be implemented to limit movement in the country.
There's a recommendation, or there has always been a recommendation, have a state of emergency. All a state of emergency does, in addition to this situation, is remove your rights. It doesn't make you any more responsible. It sweeps the right away and allows for certain other things to happen. But those things can happen without the state of emergency.
Due to the latest restrictions, the Prime Minister says the Minister of Finance is working to provide some relief to people who would be unable to feed themselves. The Agriculture Ministry is also preparing packages of food which will be distributed to constituents in need by their respective MPs.